Yeah.
Okay. So if you can practice using spreadsheets, either Excel or Google Sheet is a lot better for you. Then that's when it will stick. But in case you don't, like you're using only a mobile phone, you can have your pen and paper handy. But make sure you do something. That's what is important. Okay? Right. So I'm going to shut down decision making. Right. So can you see my spreadsheets? Can you? Can you see my Google Sheet?
Yes, we are seeing it, Mr. Puffer.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to add a new worksheet, and then I'll call it example 3 Central Limited. So to add a new worksheet, what should I do? What should I do to add a new worksheet? What should I do?
There is a plus sign below. I'm not seeing it on your computer.
Okay, you are not seeing it. Okay, maybe because it's, yeah, I'll increase this 150%. Okay. Now it should be a bit clearer, isn't it? Can you see the plus now?
No, I'm not seeing it still.
Okay, maybe you are using a mobile device. Okay, but
I'm using a computer, but I'm not seeing it.
Oh, okay, okay, that's all right. Actually, you've rightly said it's at the bottom on the left corner. Okay, so bottom left corner, that's where you have the plus sign. So you click on the plus sign, and then by default, a new worksheet will open for you, and it's called, in my case, it's called sheet 3. Okay, so I'm going to rename it. So how do you rename it?
Central Limited.
Yes, how should you rename it? Amadou Salah, how am I going to rename this sheet?
You go to the sheet and right click.
Okay, good. I go to the sheet and right click. After right clicking,
Go to rename. It is stated there.
okay. No, we are waiting for you to guide us. So you say go to the sheet and right click. Yes, right click. So I should select rename, eh?
Yes, select rename.
Okay, and what do I do now? I type, yeah? Okay, so I'll call it EG3 Central Limited. RTD. Correct. Thank you, Amaru. So if I want to color this, let's say I want to give it a green color, how should I do that? Bintu, can you help us? I want to give the sheet tab a green color. How can I do that? Bintu? Is Bintu with us? Bintu Ba? Bintu does not seem to be with us. Bless Baji, Bless. Can you tell us if I want to rename, if I want to give this sheet a green color, for example, how should I do that? Bless. Amika, Ami, are you with us? You seem to be seated comfortably. You're not supposed to be comfortable in the house. Ami? Are people trying to dodge my question or what? Who can help? If I want to color this, what should I do?
Mr. Fufana, you click on the right click on the example 2.
Okay.
Then you have change color here.
And then select change color. Okay. Then I choose green. Very simple. Okay. So I've done that. Right. So I want to move it to the starting. Then I just click and drag and drop. Okay. Excellent. So now we're going to start answering our question. Okay. So As we all agreed, the first thing we will do is we're going to calculate the total relevant cost of making, and we calculate the total relevant cost of buying from a subcontractor, and then we compare, then we give an advice as to which product to make or which product to buy, okay? So based on the cheapest option on each product, okay? The cheapest of each, okay? So the first thing we do is we will do our heading, okay? So like I said, I'll always leave one column as my margin, the first column, column A, then I'll leave row 1 also on top. Then I will reduce this a bit. So I start doing my heading, and my heading will be Central Limited. Okay. Central Limited. Okay. So Central Limited will be the name of the company. What will be the name of the statement that we're coming to prepare? What will be the name of the statement that we're coming to prepare?
We can name it report for make or buy decision.
Okay, we could say statement or report for make or buy decision. Statement make or buy. So we could call it that. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Then the first column, we're going to dedicate that for our details. Okay. We're going to dedicate that for our details. And then the next 4 columns will be for our product. Okay, so we can leave one space. The first one will be product W. Then X. You have Y and Z. Okay, so the next thing we do is we put currencies there. The currency here will be a pound sterling. Unfortunately, I don't have a pound sign on this, but I just say, just format it actually. I can just format it to get a pound sign. Where is it? More currencies. Where is the pound sign? Where is the pound sign? Okay, English pound. Apply. So I'll have 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so this will be the pound. If I've got a pound sign, I haven't got the pound sign for this. You know, Americans are very biased when it comes to their products. I'm using a MacBook, so the pound sign is not on the keyboard straight. I know you have some functions that you can return it, but it doesn't matter. So what I did is I just formatted it and I just put 0, and it gives me pound sign 0, 0. Okay. So shall we move? Now we're going to start with the first cost item, which will be the variable cost of making. Okay. We're going to look at the variable cost of making. When you look at the question, the variable costs have been itemized and they've been added. So there is no point itemizing them on the statement. You'll just be wasting your time. Do you understand? On the question, we've been given direct material cost unit, direct labor cost, variable production overheads one by one, and it gives you the total marginal cost of 1417 and so on and so forth. So if you bring them one by one, you're not wrong, you will not be marked down, but you are only wasting your time. So the best is to take their total and just call it total variable cost or total marginal cost. Okay? So that's the best way to do. Okay? Shall we move? So we'll say unit VC. I'm going to shorten it. Unit VC. VC means variable cost of making. Okay, unit VC of making. Okay, so if you look at this statement, can you see it clearly? It has overlapped to the next column. So what should we do to make sure that whatever I type falls under the same column? What should we do? Do you understand? When I type unit variable cost of making, it has not.
Hello, Mr. Fofana.
The column. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead. Yes, Mustafa. Mustafa, go ahead.
Mr. Fofana.
Yes.
Can go to the cell B on top.
Okay.
I wanted to say you increase the size of the cell.
I increase the size of the cell. Should I increase the size of the cell or I increase the size of the what? You know what cell?
You increase the size of the column B.
There you go. You increase the size of column B. Okay, Mustafa, you are right. But if you increase the size of the cell, you cannot increase the size of the cell without increasing the size, the other cells on the same column. Okay, all cells in each column will have the same width. Okay, their height may differ, but the width will have to be the same, unless you merge them together. If you merge them together, and that's a different thing. Okay, so how should we expand the size of this column B? How should we do that? It's the same when you're doing with Excel. There are various ways of doing it. Quickly, can you tell me how we should do that? Pamodu Khan, are you following us?
You go on top of cell B, column B.
Pamodu, are you
Yes, I'm following.
Yes, so how should we increase the size of this column B? How should we increase it?
Yeah, you go on top of cell B and then between cell B and cell C. Yeah, click it and stretch it.
I click it and stretch it. I like that.
Yeah.
How should I stretch it? I stretch it backward or I stretch it forward?
No, you stretch it towards C.
Yes, okay. So I should stretch it forward. You know, there are two ways of stretching. I can either stretch it towards B or I stretch it towards C. Okay, so you're correct with towards C. Okay, that's one way of doing it. What's another way of doing it? Ibrahim Jallo? Ibrahim, are you with us? What's another way of doing it, Ibrahim? Ibrahima? Some of you, I hope you are not sleeping there. Amadou Sedikan, Amadou, are you with us? Amadou?
Yes, Mr. Fofana.
Are you with us?
Yes, just feeling a bit sick, that's why.
You're feeling a bit sick. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so.
If you are following, can you tell us how do we expand column B? Somebody already told us one way of doing it. We click between B and C and stretch it towards C. That's one way. What's another way of doing it?
Oh, that's the.
I guess.
Amadou?
Mr. Fofana, I only know one way. One way.
One way, okay. Good. Okay, fine. Somebody else wants to answer? Who wanted to answer?
Yeah, I wanted to try Fofana. Maybe I guess if I
Marmalade,
don't
okay.
forget.
Marmalade, go ahead. Marmalade, sorry. Marmalade. One at a time, please. One at a time, so that we don't make noise. One at a time. Marmalade, yes. How should we do it again?
Yeah, if I don't forget, you can align the cell.
You could align it.
Yeah, if I don't, I guess so. You can
Okay.
go to align and you align the two cells and you can have it in one.
Oh, okay. Well, aligning. Okay, fine. The fastest way to do is by clicking on the whole of the column. If you want to highlight the whole of column B, you click on B itself. Everything will be highlighted. And once you come between B and C, you double click. So if you double click, it auto expands it. But the only disadvantage with that, it will auto expand it to accommodate the largest or the longest cell. So the longest cell in this case is what? The statement itself. Okay? So, but this is a very good way of doing it because it will automatically expand everything on that column. So that's the best way. Okay? But we don't want it to be this much, big. What we want it to be at least fairly somewhere around here, so we could just resize it to this. But the best way, like I said, is once you highlight between B and C, you see the arrow, double click, it will automatically expand to fit the largest cell within the range, that's within the column. Okay, good. So variable cost of making. Give me the variable cost of making, please, class, as per the question.
14.
14. 20 pounds. So 14 is the first one. Okay, next one. Huh? W is 14, X is what?
17.
17. Y is?
17.
Okay, Y is?
7.
7. Okay, let's move. Z
7.
is? What is that?
12.
12. Excellent. Good. So that's the variable cost of making. Okay. But since we agree that we are going to calculate using the total values, not the unit values. So we have to bring in the annual units for each of the product. So let's have the annual units. Annual units. So what's the annual units for product W? As per the question. 1,000. Okay. What about the annual unit for X? 2,000, yeah?
2,000.
For Y? 4,000.
4,000.
And for Z is?
And 3,000.
3,000. Okay. So, right. When you look at these numbers, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, can you easily read them? Can you easily read them? This time around, there are only 3 zeros, but assuming they are, let's say, 7 zeros, can you be able to read them easily?
No, because there's no column.
There's no.
How do I say it?
There is no
Comma.
How do you call that? How do accountants call that?
It has to be in the financial numbers.
You know, don't say there are no commas. You know, it differs from country to country. You know the French people, instead of using a comma, you know, they use a full stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why there's a common name for it. And what's that name called? That's what we accountants call it.
1,000 separator.
1,000 separator. Excellent. I said 1,000 separator. That's correct. So we say 1,000 separator. It may be a comma, it may be a full stop. In some cases, it might be even an exclamation mark. It depends. You know, different countries have got different regimes. Yeah. Okay. So it's called 1,000 separator. So please take note of this. As accountants, if you have numbers that are in thousands, always make sure you enable the 1,000 separator. It makes the readability easy. For me, I don't accept any numbers without 1,000 separator. Okay, it can even cost you. It can it can be the cost of you making errors. Okay. So how do we format so that we include in 1,000 separator? Can someone lead us quickly? We want to make sure we do from column C all the way to column F for all the products. So what should we do? Quickly, please. Can someone lead us?
You highlight everything from C to F.
Okay, and to do that, we click on C all the way to F. Okay, good. And what else?
Go to formatting.
I go to format. I go to format, yes.
Yes, numbers.
Number.
Then you have accounting or financial.
Yeah, so we can choose. We can even take number. We have the number formatting with 1,000. Look at it. It has 1,000 separator. We can use accounting, but the problem with accounting is it will come with the US dollar sign. Okay, but look at the neutral one called financial. Financial is the best. It doesn't have any. It doesn't have any currency sign, and it comes with the best standard that we accountants follow. That is, if it's a negative number, it will not be red. It will not be prefixed with a minus, but it will be in bracket and it's going to be black. So the financial is the best format for us as accountants. Take note of these things, please. As we go along, if there are little things that are mentioned, jot them down, because this is standard and this will go with you for the rest of your life. This is what our accounting standard says. The numbers must have 1,000 separator. To take them to the decimal point, either 1 decimal place or 2 decimal place or 0 decimal place will depend on the size of the balance sheet. That's if it is a small company, you can do it to 2 DP or 1 DP. And if it is a bigger organization that reports in millions, you can even use the thousands. For example, instead of 1,000 there, it's going to appear as 1. All the numbers will be denoted in thousands. If it is a multinational company, it can even be reported. The numbers can be reported in even millions. Okay, so take note of that. So we use the financial number formatting. That's what the standard accepts. Okay, so we choose financial. Okay, so look at it. It has turned all the numbers like that. Okay, so whilst we are on this highlighting mode, all numbers in accounting and finance are always aligned to the left, center, or right. They are aligned to where? Left, center, or right?
To the right.
To the right. So we align them to the right. Okay? So look at it. When you align them to the right, it's beautifully done. Can you see this? Okay? But the only problem is our pound have gone, okay, because we have taken a different number formatting. So we can go back and highlight where the pound is supposed to appear, and then we go back to our format, number, and then we go to more number format, more currencies. Then we go to, where is the pound? You see, the Americans, they're just, how can you bring the UK pound down, down, down like that? They just want to promote themselves. Oh, no, it's here, sorry. If they do that, we will not forgive them. How can you take the English pound down, down, down? Okay, it's on top here. My apologies. So we use that and we apply. Okay, so we'll have the pound like this. Okay, so far so good. Are we following? Are we following?
Roger.
Amadou, Roger on. You've been very quiet today. How are you doing?
Yes, Mr. Vavana.
Yes.
Fine, sir. I was having issues with connect.
Or you're finding it difficult to connect?
Yes, sir, I was, but alhamdulillah.
You're fine now. Okay, fine. Yeah, somebody wants to ask something.
I think
You go ahead.
there's a problem in just what we did.
Okay, what problem is it?
Yes, which is the formatting you just did, which is the Egyptian pound. It has a zero there, additional zero, meaning all that zero will be added to the figures which are below.
Okay, which you mean this pound?
Yes.
Okay.
Yo, so
We
meaning
can remove those zeros. We can remove those zeros. We can remove those zeros.
Yeah, but we still have the zero there. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. What I'm trying to say is, ideally there should not be any zero. But because my computer does not have a key for the pound, it only has for the dollars.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to improvise. You understand?
Okay, yes.
Yes, you understand. I know there is a function that you need to, but I don't want to complicate that now. But let's just accept it. So if your computer has got a pound keyboard, just press that pound keyboard and then that's it. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
You can format all these things to be pound individually, but that's just additional work. It's not necessary. Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Fofana, I think what he's trying to say, the 2 zeros that are after the amounts that are entered here, it was not because of the pound that you inserted on top, but it was because of the financial method that we have formatted to it. That's why we have the 2 zeros after the amount.
Yes, that was why. That was why. Okay, but it's okay like this. Yeah, like I said, if your keyboard has got a pound, just press a pound, and then that's it. Then it will just say pound. Okay. Okay. Shall we move?
Yes.
Okay. So the units also, if we want, since there are only thousands and so on, we can remove the 0.00. So it's simple. Because what we did, we formatted the whole of column C to F to have 1,000 separator and 2 decimal places. But if we have some numbers that will not comply with that rule, then we can highlight those and give it our own format. Let's say we want to remove the 0.00 in each of these numbers. So highlight them, and then you can click this arrow, look at it, where it says degrees decimal. So just click on that, it will decrease and then decrease. So you'll be left with 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 3,000, like that, without the 0.00. Is that clear? Okay, so now let's move. Then we're going to go to the next, we're going to leave one space just for presentation's sake. We just say total variable cost. Total, I'll just say VC for variable cost, everybody. So how should we calculate our total variable cost? How should we calculate our total variable cost?
You click
Class?
equals to.
Okay, I press equals.
Equals to cell C9.
I click on C9.
Multiplied by.
Okay, and what's the denomination for multiplication? Is it the X? Is it the X? Class, what sign do you use?
Yes, the X.
The X.
No, I don't think so. It's the star.
Yes, it's the star.
If you people say X,
Yes,
I'm coming.
The X or the X.
No, it's the
Rosa,
star.
please. Eh? Rosa?
Roger that. It's the star. You know the star look like an X. Well, you understand now.
Okay. So it's the star that shares the same key with the same key with the 8. So the star is the one on top of 8 on a traditional keyboard, yeah? So we press shift and 8. Okay, and then what else? We click on what again? Someone is leading us. Can you continue?
You click on cell
Excellent. And we enter. Okay. So when we enter, what do we do?
You click and drag.
I click and drag. Or how do you call that? Please use the terminology. How do you call that? You copy and paste across, that's one. But the terminology for it is to replicate. You replicate, okay? So you just click and, okay? So how to do that? Easily, you have two ways of doing it. You can either click on copy and then highlight the area and paste, or you can just highlight on it once you click and you drag.
I just want to ask one thing, please.
Yes, Ahmad, go ahead.
Is it possible, like, is somewhere that you can see the plus sign, the multiplication sign without your keyboard?
Sorry, is it possible? You know, man.
I said possible. It's possible.
I don't know, your mic is making noise. Are you with us? You know, man. Amadou Mari? Your mic is making noise as well. Sorry, Salah, Amadou, yes, go ahead. You say, is it possible?
I said, is it possible to have somewhere on the desktop that you can go to?
Okay.
To see all the signs, like the multiplication sign, addition sign, subtraction sign, without using your keyboard.
Without using your keyboard. On the desktop?
Yes. Yes, like you have AutoSum there on the top right-hand side.
You can have it with a mobile device. You can have it with a mobile device that you can touch on a soft something. But for the PC and a laptop, as far as I know, you have to press the keyboard.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's proceed. So
yes.
we've
Philomen, can you please mute your mic?
Yeah, they are disturbing us. Okay, at least we are better now. Right. So now we've calculated our total variable cost. But this total variable cost, does it equate to our total relevant cost of making? Is it equal to our total relevant cost of making?
No.
Okay. It's not equal to our total variable cost of making. What is not there?
The costs that are directly attributable to the
Exactly. Yes. So we've been told at the last table, the second table on the question, that there are fixed costs that are directly attributable to each of the products. They are relevant costs, and as such, we should consider them when we are advising on the make or buy decision. Okay. So we have the directly attributable fixed cost. Directly attributable FC for fixed cost. Okay. And how much are there for each of the products? Quickly. Quickly, please, can you give me what are the directly attributable fixed costs? 1,000.
1,000 for double.
Okay.
5,000.
5,000.
6,000.
6,000. And
8,000.
8,000.
8,000.
So do we have any other relevant cost of making that's not considered here? Do we have any other relevant cost of making?
No.
Okay, so now we can calculate our total relevant cost of making. So just say total relevant relevant cost of making. Okay, so if you look at this total relevant cost of making, okay, it's overflowing into column C. But what we don't want is to expand column B. So we don't want to expand column B, but we want to make sure that this title, which is relevant cost of making, we want it to fit in column B. So what can we do, class?
You can wrap it, Mr.
Fofana.
Yes.
We click on the cell
Okay, we click on the cell.
B14.
Yes, B14.
And click merge cell.
We click merge cell. Merge cell is not activated here. Look at it. Merge cell is not activated. I tried to do it, but it's not activated.
Hello, Mr. Fofana.
Yes.
I think we can wrap it. We can wrap this.
Oh, there you go, Captain. There you go. There you go. We can wrap it. We can wrap it. That's what you call wrapping. Okay, it's the same thing in Excel, same thing in Google Sheet. So what we do is we wrap. It's just like you know, when you go to the shop to buy sugar or to buy something that's in bits and pieces. What the shopkeeper does for you is to wrap it so that you can easily contain in one place and then you can be able to carry it easily. The same thing here when you have text that overflows all over the place, but you don't want to, because if you keep expanding the column, there will come a time when you want to print it, you will not be able to print it. For example, let's say we want to expand this. Look at it. So let's say we have a couple more columns here. When it comes to reporting and when it comes to printing, it becomes difficult. So it's simple, since it's a few of them that have got long text, what you need to do is you need to wrap them. Okay, so wrap them up nicely. So Katin, take us through. How can we wrap it down?
Hello, Mr. Fofana.
Yes.
Okay, after highlighting the cell, you can click on this icon above.
Which icon?
I forgot the name anyway, but it is here.
Is there?
All right.
Okay.
All right, move left.
In case you forget the icon, forget about the icon for now. Let's do it from the menu. From the menu. What menu should we go to? It's a bit different from Excel. Take note of that. It's a bit different from Excel. You know, Excel, the way the menus are laid out and that of Google Sheet is there's a lot of difference. Yeah.
Okay, then maybe we can right click now and see.
Yes. Okay. Right click.
Now we check for wrap.
Is it ready here? No, it won't give you ready here. It's not ready available here. Yeah, but what you can do is
let's
okay,
go to the
go ahead.
Table tool. We can find it on the table tool.
Table tool. Where's table tool? Tools.
Not actually tool. I think that is how you call it in Microsoft Word, but it is here. I can direct you.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Fofana, please let me come in.
Oh yeah, come in.
Okay, you go to format.
You go to format, yes.
And then you have text wrapping.
Text wrapping, exactly. That's where it is.
Then you click the wrap. Yeah.
It's a bit different from Excel. Excel does not. Excel is on the format menu as well. I think it's on the home menu. Okay. On Excel, it's on the home menu, but here is different. Okay. So that's right. Thank you, madam. So we go to text wrapping, and there are three options when you are on text wrapping. You either leave it to overflow to the next column, or you wrap it, or you click it. So this time we're going to select wrap. Okay. So Katim, yes, there is an icon for it as well. You can choose the icon, you can click on it, but it's good to know both in case you miss the icon. Okay. Okay. So look at it. We nicely wrapped it so that the text fit on one. So what it does, it expands the cell. So it kind of makes it big in terms of the height, okay? But it contains it. Instead of expanding the column, which is going to make presentation a lot more unprofessional, and then when it comes to printing, it becomes difficult. Excellent. So we know how to do that. So the total relevant cost of making, how do we calculate it? How do we calculate it? Alaji, what formula do we put to calculate the total variable cost of making? Alaji, are you with us? Alaji? Philomen? Hello, Philomen?
Yes, Mr. Fufana.
Are you with us, Philomen?
I am.
Okay, can you tell us what formula should be used on cell C14 to calculate the total relevant cost of making? I got you, Philomen. I got you. Okay, don't worry.
Okay, it's going to be, I think it's going to be total variable cost, then you add the direct attributable cost.
That is correct. That is correct. How do we code it here?
C12 equals
Okay, how should we do it? How should we put that in Excel code to give us the formula? Equals, yes?
C12.
C12, correct.
Plus C13.
Plus C13. That is correct. Okay, so this is fine. This is fine. But there is another way of doing it which I prefer. This is correct. I mean, there is nothing wrong with this. Then you can just replicate fine. But there is another sum function that you can use which I prefer to be the best. Because if you use that, in case there is additional cost item, let's say that comes between variable cost and direct attributable cost, you can nicely insert it there and you don't have to do anything. The formula will calculate on its own. But this is fine, as you rightly said, Philomen.
Okay, you
so
can,
who can tell me another way of doing it?
You can just say equals to sum.
Equals sum, correct?
And open bracket.
Bracket opens, correct?
Highlight those cells.
Highlight those cells.
Yeah.
And what do we do? Close the bracket and we enter.
And you enter, yeah.
Correct. That is correct. Excellent. Then we replicate. Okay? Correct. So this is good. Now we've got our total relevant cost of making, and we're going to make it bold because we need it. So I made it bold. So far, so good. Everybody, are you following? Any questions, please, before we move? We're going to go to the second part of the question, which is the total relevant cost of buying. Now we've got the total relevant cost of making, so we're going to go to the total relevant cost of buying. Any questions, please, before we move? If we move, I assume that everybody is okay. Okay, so we move? Right. So now we've been told that the purchase price from the subcontractor are 12, 21, 10, and 14 respectively. Is that not the case? So what should we do? We should calculate the total cost of buying from a subcontractor. Okay? So that's what we should do. So first, we're going to say unit cost of buying. Unit cost of buying. And what are the unit costs of buying for each? Unit cost of buying.
You have 12 for W.
Sorry?
12 for W, product W.